found out that we were going to be doing a semester-long group project to build a collection management policy manual for a library that we created. We immediately started looking for group members that shared our interest in public libraries. However, each of us had previous experience working in groups where group members were scattered across the globe, making it extremely difficult to coordinate meeting times convenient for everyone. So with that in mind, knowing that this project was going to be quite intensive, we tried to find members that preferably lived in the same time zone as us, the Eastern Time Zone. We realized that this isn't always going to be an option, but this time we lucked out and our team was evenly split between New York and North Carolina. Once our group had been assembled, one of the first orders of business was to determine how to divide up the tasks before us. We decided that a good place to start was to assign and define roles for each of us in the group. Kieran volunteered to be the group's scribe, taking notes during our weekly collaborative meetings and emailing each of us a copy so we were all on the same page and knew what was expected of us. Patrice volunteered to be the group editor, taking what we contributed to our document on Google Docs and reformatting it into a Microsoft Word file. Once it was formatted, she would send a copy to each member of the group for any last-minute edits we might have. At that point, we would send our edits to her, and she would submit the document on Sunday nights. This left the techie and leader positions open for me and Angel. Both of us were good with either position, but in the end, I ended up taking the leadership position since I had more time on my hands at that point. My main role was to contribute to each section and offer feedback on each chapter. This left Angel with the techie role, where she would schedule our weekly collaborative meetings, set up our document folder on Google Docs, and any other technological aspect the group needed help with. Each week, during our collaborative meetings, we would determine who was going to contribute to what depending on our personal experience and what we were comfortable with. All of us contributed something to each chapter, whether it be content or editing or what others had written. In the end, our contributions to the policy manual all equaled out.
Hi, I'm Latrice, and I will be talking about the communication of our team. So our team met on a regular basis during the course of the semester, and in the initial stages of the team, we decided that each Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we would meet, and that it would be a virtual meeting via Blackboard Collaborate. We decided as a team that working on our assignments in a shared Google Doc would be our primary strategy for tackling weekly chapters for the policy manual. We were also able to communicate within Google Docs by adding comments. This allowed everyone to ask questions or clarify statements within the document. Following the discussion and collaborate about the upcoming chapter assignments, we each would contribute our content to the Google Doc for 3 days. So on the third day, which would be Saturday, I would edit and format the Word file and send it to the team via email. And the team had until Sunday evening on their own to do their own edits of the document and send it back to me, reformatted with revisions. And the assignment was always submitted within 1 hour of the 8 p.m. deadline for revisions. I would usually send an email to the team right after I submitted the assignment to let them know that it had been submitted. When Dr. Broder began sending graded assignments back to us with feedback, I created a Google Doc entitled Revising Copy of Policy Manual, where I would paste the graded chapters for everyone to go in and make any type of revisions that were based on Dr. Broder's feedback. Although I believe that the team had excellent communication throughout the semester, there were challenges, but our successes far outweighed our challenges, and we were able to overcome those obstacles. In our initial meeting, we didn't have an idea of what kind of library we wanted to do a collection management policy for. We had our first meeting and we decided to spend a week brainstorming individually about the the type of library we wanted to use. When we came back, The next week, we decided that the library should focus on creation and providing collections that catered to the creation of different categories like video and stars and technology. The idea initially began as a digital library, but as we did more and more research, the idea morphed into what it is currently.
Okay. Hi, I'm Angel, and I'm going to give you a short overview of the Fairview Public Library System. The Fairview Public Library serves about 170 residents and holds regular programs and services that attempts to address the needs of a diverse community. The library system's first building was due to a Carnegie grant sought out by the board. Previously, the Fairview Public Library System shared town offices to conduct services, but decided to branch out on our own in 1925. The Fairview community is very involved with the library system, and we have many strategic partners, including the Fairview Public Schools, Early Literacy Centers, Arts Council, and the Fairview Museum of Arts and Science. We share our collections with these partners and have an integrated system that allows for the partnerships to provide a collaborative effort for the Fairview community. Fairview Public Library regularly consults and works with the Oregon State Library Consortium and values our relationship with that key resource. Fairview Public Library is dedicated to providing information access and technology to the people of Fairview City to ensure a diverse, thriving, and educated public. Each library is conducive to creating learning spaces where customers can take advantage of this mission. The Fairview Public Library branches focus on photography, music, science, and technology. Several of our branches contain technology that includes new and emerging hardware and software. Each library has a base collection of books, magazines, audiobooks, DVDs, CDs, and so much more. Next, you will learn about each of our unique 5 branches.
Hi, I'm Karen, and I'm going to talk to you about some interesting features of the main branch of the Fairview Public Library. The first interesting feature is that we decided to have the main branch of our library built with an underground material storage facility. We modeled this facility after the Joe and Rita Mansueto Library in Chicago. On this screen, you can see how that library was constructed with the storage area underneath the dome of the library. I found out about this library from one of the articles I read for my reading log called Library as Infrastructure by Shannon Mattern. A link to this article is at the bottom of this slide if you want to go and check it out. It is a very interesting article about how libraries are changing to meet the needs of communities. The underground warehouse for the main branch of our library holds the majority of our library's items, which have to be accessed by a robotics system. Here are a couple of pictures of the Mansueto Library where you can see how the system works. When an item is checked in, it is loaded into a bin, which you can see in the left-hand picture, and the computer system keeps track of where the item is located using the scanned barcode. In the middle picture, you can see how the bins get to the storage area, and the picture on the right shows the rows of containers for the library materials. When a patron requests an item using the online catalog, the program is activated and the item is retrieved mechanically. When it reaches the checkout desk, the patron is automatically notified and can pick up the item. The whole process of retrieving the item and notifying the patron takes less than 5 minutes. If you are interested, below is a link to a YouTube video showing how the process works. We decided on the underground storage of materials for this library so that most of the above-ground building is dedicated to space devoted to the customers for computer terminals, meeting rooms, and a cafe to invite customers in and encourage them to stay a while. Above the underground storage facility, there is a 2-floor building that is encased in windows, providing natural light to most of the rooms. The first floor houses 40 computer terminals sitting on long tables that run from one side of the room to the other. On a typical day in our main branch, almost all of the terminals are occupied with patrons who need help with navigating websites, job seeking, printing, faxing, or other computer-related tasks. We felt that this setup for our library was important to fulfilling our mission to provide information access and technology to the community that would ensure a diverse, thriving, and educated public. The second floor of our main branch has 6 rooms used for a variety of functions. 2 of the rooms are conference areas equipped with the latest cutting-edge technology for teleconferencing and presentations, which businesses can reserve. 2 of the rooms are set up for lectures where authors, artists, business people, and others can give talks. The remaining 2 rooms have movable tables and chairs and computer equipment so that programs can be held. They are most often used as a learning hub for online courses. A lot of these ideas came from the Mattern article that I cited earlier.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the special features of the technology library. This library was built last and was in response to the growing advent of computer technology in the 80s. This branch also allows Fairview Public Library a chance to focus on just technology in general. There are several computer labs with Windows, Mac, and Linux computers. We also have a collection of microcomputer technology for Raspberry Pis and some Arduinos that can be used to learn some key hardware and software skills. One of the most exciting features is the robotics workplace, and Fairview Public Library participates in a yearly Lego robotics competition to engage children and teens. Visitors are always encouraged to explore topics on artificial intelligence and the new age of the electronic assistant. Services classes and many of the library efforts have a focus on some virtual reality, augmented reality, and makerspace technology. Some of this technology includes 3D printers, vinyl cutters, sewing machines, computer hardware, and more. A lot of the technology devices and software at all the branches can be checked out for use at home or used as a free resource to download forever. We offer trainings and detailed instructions that are circulated with these materials.
All right, the Star Library is the oldest of the Fairview Public Library branches. It opened in 1925 and was built on the site of Observatory Mountain on the city's outskirts. The main draw to this library has been its rotating telescope on the building's roof, which is open for free to the general public. Besides the telescope, the Star Library is also known for its collection of first and rare editions of works from famous astronomers like Nicholas Copernicus and Galileo Galilei.
The second branch to open with the Fairview Public Library system was the Image Library. This branch is a 3-story building built in 1950. Its focus is on image, such as video and photography. It also houses a wonderful subject-specific collection of books, electronic resources, serials, periodicals, software, and equipment to facilitate a passion for video and photography. This library has spaces that aid in the development of film by offering a dark room for developing photographs. It also has turned one of its dark room spaces into a digital workroom with computers and software for patrons to use to create projects. We also have a traveling photography exhibit and a customer submitted photography display. The Image Library also has a lecture hall that holds 150 people. Because of the popularity of video, we sometimes convert this space into a video recording studio upon the request of community members that are working on creative projects. The studio library was built in 1965 to meet the needs of the starving artists and musicians in the community. It is a two-story building that has 2 studios for artists and 1 studio for musicians. An important feature of the studio library is a 3D printing studio that has 4 of the industry's best 3D printers and computer systems and software to support the operation. Each of the studios are used for programs and classes that instruct patrons on the use of the equipment and encourage creation.
For me personally, working as a senior page in the stacks department of my local library, I don't get to see this side of public librarianship. So working on this policy manual has given me a chance to start thinking about the development of the library's collection, as I'm sure most of my group members will agree.
One thing that we would recommend to future students to help them succeed in their teamwork is to try to meet regularly throughout the semester. Our team met every week on the same day and time, and it became part of our routine, so we didn't have any problems getting our work done on time. Another thing that we found helpful in our teamwork was that during our online meetings, we all took on specific parts of the assignments due each week, so everyone knew exactly what they were doing for each of the assignments. Then we would all participate in editing the work before it was turned in. This is the end of our presentation.